But just changing the war alone is not enough. We've got to change the mindset that got us into the war. We've got to change the conventional thinking that feeds constantly on fear. We have to start talking not just to our friends, we've got to start talking to our enemies. I got a little argument with one of my opponents, Senator Clinton, about this. You said, no, that's irresponsible. You might be used for propaganda purposes. I am not worried about losing a propaganda battle to a bunch of tin pot dictators. I'm not worried about that. John F. Kennedy once said, you should never negotiate out of fear, but we should never fear to negotiate. Strong countries and strong presidents reach out to their adversaries and tell them where America stands. The only way we lose a propaganda battle is when we lose a sense of what our values and our ideals are. And that's why I'm looking forward as president to going before the world community, going before the United Nations General Assembly, and saying, I am President of the United States of America, and America is back. America is ready to lead. And yes, we are going to lead militarily. We are going to get out of the wrong battlefield in Iraq and go after Al-Qaeda. But we're also going to lead by example. So we're going to lock down loose nuclear weapons and encourage and insist on other countries giving up their nuclear weapons. But we're going to start by negotiating with Russia as well to start reducing our own nuclear stockpiles, because that will give us the kind of moral standing that we need to reduce nuclear proliferation. We're also going to lead by listening to other countries. We're going to say to the world, we want to work with you. We want to work with you to build schools around the world that teach math and science instead of hatred of America and hatred of Israel. We want to work with you to bring an end to HIV/AIDS in sub-Saharan Africa. We want to work with you to bring an end to the genocide in Darfur, because we're not a nation that turns a blind eye to slaughter. We are going to lead by example and by deed by closing down Guantanamo and restoring habeas corpus. Because we are not a nation that locks people up without charging them. We're not a nation that sends prisoners off to other countries in the dead of night where they can be tortured. That's not who we are. That's not the American idea. That's not the reason that you're here tonight. That's not the reason that Deval ran for office. That's not the reason I want to be president. I want to be president because I am proud of this country. I am profoundly proud of this country. But I expect more from us than we've been getting. I want a country that is measured not by its fear, but by its courage. Not by convenience, but by conviction. That's the country that I want to lead. That's the direction we need to go. But let me say this. I can't do this on my own. I can't do it by myself. You know, I am reminded every single day of my life, if not by events, then by my wife, that I am not a perfect man. I will not be a perfect president. But here's what I can promise you. I will always tell you what I think. I will always tell you where I stand. I will be honest with you about the challenges we face, because many of them are hard and we're not going to solve them overnight, and there are going to be sacrifices involved. We are going to make sure that we are absolutely listening to each other even when we disagree. And most importantly, I want to make sure that we are opening up the doors of government to every single person in America, because that's how our democracy is supposed to function. It is a government of and by and for the people. It is your government. That ultimately is how change is going to happen. Change is going to happen because of you. That's how change has always happened. Change happens not from the top down, but from the bottom up. That's how we brought an end to slavery. That's how we brought an end to Jim Crow. That's how we won women the right to vote. That's how we started the environmental movement. That's how we brought an end to the Vietnam War. That's how we'll bring an end to the Iraq War. And in case you don't believe me about the power of one voice, you believe, they believe. I'm glad you believe. I'm glad you believe, because I am not just asking you to trust in my ability to lead this country. I'm also asking you to trust in yourselves. I am asking you to trust in your ability to bring about change. And if you don't trust in that ability, if you think, oh, you know what, I like Barack, but I can't really make a difference, I just want you to understand that that's what the status quo is counting on. That's what the powers in Washington are counting on. They are counting on you turning away and saying, I can't make a difference, that I don't know enough, I'm too ignorant, I am not important enough, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough education, I don't have enough clout. That's what they're counting on you saying.